Hello and welcome to my playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics. This is the 18th story mission of the game, Golgorand Execution Site. If you've watched any of my other videos, then you'll know that I'm trying to play through the game without doing any random battles. You might also have seen me screwing around a bit earlier in Chapter 2 because I wanted to level certain jobs. Big part of that, this fight right here. Golgorand is one of the hardest fights in the early game. Almost certainly the hardest fight that I've faced to this point. So, if I'm going to have problems playing through the game without doing random battles, this fight is one of the most likely places for me to stumble. To that end, I've deliberately set up my party in a very specific manner, even down to the starting positions, the classes, the abilities. I've been planning for this for basically since the beginning of the game. So, let's hope this works, because if it doesn't, then I don't have many other options. So Golgorand is hard for a number of reasons. One of them is that you spent much of the chapter carrying at least one guest around, meaning that your party size was almost always 6. In this, it's 5. On top of that, instead of the usual 6 enemies, they throw 8 at you here. And one of those enemies is Gafgarion, who, if you remember Aragway Woods, is very good at staying alive. So I've got answers to all of those. However, first I'm going to have to bear some damage from Gafgarion. The reason that he's hitting her so hard is that Ilya has perfect sign compatibility with him, which means she has a really great chance of stealing his weapon. And that's unfortunate. I was really hoping she'd take it because the weapon makes him much, much harder to kill. Fortunately, I will, or at least should, get another chance, but she can't afford to take very much damage at all. Now, Ramza here is going to move to the other side of Timothy, where he should be able to heal her. So that will keep Ilya going for another round. Timothy here has haste. And you might say to yourself, wait a second, why does he have haste? Well, he's been watching all my other characters as they played as wizards, so he actually qualified for the Time Mage job. And on top of that, he actually picked up haste off of a crystal at some point. So that worked out really well for me. Anyway, Timothy is not going to move from that spot. Although his haste is terrible, that's no good. The reason I'm trying to haste is because this map, they throw time mages at you who like to haste themselves, so I really don't want to fall behind in terms of speed. And I'm going to throw this Rameau down, mostly because it'll keep... Like, Hogan will not have to choose between hitting my guys, and he's choosing not to stand inside Rameau. Same with this guy here. Although he apparently has Throw Stone. Not that it's going to do him any good. Ooh. Okay, that's a bit rough. And... she is going to slow my guys, which is pretty much exactly what I was worried about. And that looks like a slow on Ilya. Give her a second. Alright, I finally have control of Agrius. Now, I could go after Gafgarion, but so long as he has... Interesting. Could even try going after that knight or the time mage, but I think I'm actually going to move her up onto the platform here so that I can hit the knight and the archer in the back. I could go after Gafgarion, but because he heals himself with every attack, he's a really bad target unless you think you're going to kill him outright. So I'm going to try to leave him to Ilya and see if she can't steal his sword with her next attack. And not only am I not hasted, but I am slowed, although slow would have wiped out and overwritten haste anyway, so I guess it's not a big deal anymore. Now that is going to make it harder to steal Gafgarion's sword, which is pretty unfortunate. Now here I'm trying to Ramu early and often because I can use Timothy as a sort of mana battery with his chakras. So I'm not going to hold back. I'm just going to fire it off every time, or at least as often as I can. I might need to use her for healing instead. So now Gafgarion is going to run off and try to Night Sword from a distance. And if I chase him with Ilya, then there's a very good chance she'll just die over there, and then I'd have to rush over in a big panic. So I'm going to have to pull her back. And Ramu number 2. Tempting. Very tempting, but I think I'm going to go and hit the platform, because that should take both of those guys out. And that'll pretty much wipe out the advantage they had to start in terms of numbers, because that'll actually put them 3 down within just a couple of rounds. Okay, 2 down, but the Knight's basically out of it, because he's going to run away while he's in critical range. Yeah. Downside of bringing Timothy in as a monk is that he has no HP and can't afford to get hit very often. So yeah, like I said, Ilya has to come back. She can't afford to chase Gafgarion as much as I'd like to try to steal his sword. Maybe I can try to kill this guy instead. There. Or she can do just 24 damage. Even a potion's not good enough. Gafgarion could still one-shot her, so... yeah, not enough. And she's gonna get dashed. Well, I'm surprised he didn't attack her, because he might actually have killed her then. Time Mage is coming in and trying to drop a slow on Suzanne, since she's the only one left who's actually hasted. At this rate, I think I might actually just bring Agrius back and have her try to take out the Time Mage, or else the Knight, and see which one's better. Yeah, let's go with this. If I stop her, then I don't have to worry about getting slowed. Nope. Would have been nicely ironic. And... oh, not enough for a Ramu. Quite sure what to do here, actually. And he's hurt, so I might actually just want to Moogle the crew. Or actually, no. Even if I Moogle her, that's not enough to get her out of Gafgarion's range. Huh. Yeah, I'll just Moogle everyone here. Since they are slowed, it would be difficult for them to heal themselves. And once I get a chakra in, I should be able to cast something. Oh, what do you know? Still isn't able to slow Suzanne. And I think I'm going to try the haste instead of the chakra because, well, I really prefer not to have both of them slowed. So that has everyone in good shape. Downside is that I've now hasted this Knight, but I don't think he's going to be a big problem. I guess her haste is going to run out. Oh well. Yeah, and he goes straight after Ilya. That's pretty rough. Although... oh yeah, I think that's pretty solid. Although... yeah... it means that I'm not raising Ilya, but I think chasing this Knight away means a lot more. Now that Ramza is hasted, I can get a raise in pretty easily. But getting this guy away from Timothy means that Timothy won't be taking ridiculous amounts of damage. And... this problem again. Time Mage is probably Christy. Yeah, I could bolt her, but then she could just charge someone, and then I'd be bolting myself, and that'd be really ugly. But I can't use Rameau because I still don't have enough MP. Actually, is that guy's Hogan? Oh wait, that's not Christy, that's Kiyomi. Well then, I will just bolt her. And that will take care of her. And he misses. And now I get my mana back so that I can actually start casting stuff with Suzanne again. Well, stuff more powerful than Bold. And that looks like a haste. Yep. That's what I needed. Hasted Gafgarion. Although, I could potentially drop a Shiva on him. Or not, because he's gonna move. Oh, right. I probably should actually raise Ilya. Alright. So, that leaves them with just 4 guys, one of whom is a critically wounded knight who's running away. Yeah. 72 to Ramza. I'll need to keep him topped up. I don't want Gafgarion two-shotting him. Oh, actually, there are 2 critically wounded knights. And I think I may as well bring Agrius in the middle of the action here. She's completely fine. Nobody wants to hit her. And I guess I'll drop a stasis sword on this guy. A knockback and a stop. Not bad. Hopefully she gets to go before the hasted Gafgarion, otherwise she's just dead again, which would be kind of lame. And this should solve all my mana problems. Nope, Gafgarion's gonna go before the cure. Will he... Can I possibly get off a Moogle? Yes. Moogle is pretty ridiculously fast. And while I'm at it... Yeah, I'll have to move her slightly in order to reach that guy. This will actually be the first time that she's moved all match. I do like to be able to plant people because it means that they get a slight CT boost for not having to move. So that's why Timothy is in a position where he never has to move. At least not until the fight is completely decided, pretty much. You know you're in a good state when the Time Mage is charging you. And of course Gafgarion is deciding to attack Ilya again. Another 72. It's gonna be pretty much impossible to take him down while he's running around doing that. I guess maybe if I get 2 summons back to back he'd go down. But aside from that... Besides, why would I want to do that when I can just take out all the guys around him and try to steal his weapon? His Bloodsword's actually not too bad. Let's actually steal weapon. Not from the back, 57% chance. There we go. Alright, so that actually does pretty much take Gafgarion out of the fight. He'll punch people now, but it won't hurt nearly as much. So I'm actually gonna... Oh, wait. Should probably use my chakra first. Yeah, and now I can charge forward with Timothy because... I mean, now the fight is pretty much ours. There's a stopped knight, there's a disarmed Gafgarion, and two critically wounded... Oh no, one critically wounded knight and a time mage. I think we're in fine shape. So we can break up this cluster finally. And... straight up offense here. Who am I going to drop a Shiva on? Well, Gafgarion... Ah. Can't actually wipe out anyone. So, yeah, I think I'll take the knight out because he would be scary if he got unstopped. This guy's just gonna throw stone and run to the corner, huh? Alright, so now... Ha! Disarmed, he is but a mere 27 damage. Plus he's not healing himself anymore, so I could slowly whittle away at his HP and just take him down. That will leave him within the range of a stasis sword. And actually, Agrius is up, so I might as well... Yeah. We'll definitely just take him out. So now it's just the Time Mage, Gafgarion, and that critically wounded knight. Uh-oh. Okay. I guess that wouldn't have been that bad, considering that Ramza's right there and could just raise her again, but would have been annoying. And, oh, Gafgarion's gonna move. It's too bad. Ah. But I can take her out, and if Gafgarion continues to stand right next to Ilya, then it's not going to matter. Ooh, and I can run in. I think I will chakra right next to her, so that Gafgarion can't kill her. I wonder if he's ever actually going to punch anyone in this fight. And she is pretty much done for. Could hit Gafgarion, but I think I will pick up this treasure chest. Wizard outfit. Yeah, it's not so great. Handle potion just because. He's just not gonna let up. So, I guess the only thing left to do is drop Shiva on Gafgarion. That's not nearly enough, though. And this will finish off the Time Mage. This is only going to drop him to about 76 or so. So I guess it'll take another hit, or maybe two. Oh, and I've got this guy. No, he's on the ground. Okay, I'll just move her over. Yeah. Oh, it's 97, so even this might not be enough. Nope. He's gonna keep punching. Oh, and he's gonna take that treasure chest just to be a jerk. Well... yeah, maybe I'll bring her in. I just need to get him into critical range. That'll cause him to leave. And that will definitely get him into critical. Bye, Gafgarion. So it's just the knight now. No offense. If I chakra, then he'll have some MP. And Timothy's not going to be able to reach the knight this round anyway. Let's see. Can't hit him, but that's going to hit most of the squares that he could do anything interesting from. So let's see what he does. Oh, and he's going to throw his stone. Keep forgetting he has that. So he decides not to get hit by Ramos. This is not going to do anything. No, but he can't get away from Agrius. So that's it. That's Golgorand Execution Site. Probably a little easier than I was expecting. So I guess I can say the strategy worked out pretty well. Next up we've got the Gates of Lionel Castle. Yet another fight with Gafgarion. Should be good. So I'll see you there.